So you're thinking about moving to the Killeen, Temple, Texas area? That's awesome news. And for today's episode, you definitely don't want to miss it, because today we're going to be talking about strategically what you need to do in order to purchase a home. So we're going to get after it right now. Hey there, welcome back. And if this is the first time to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that way you can be the first one to be notified of what's going on here in the Killeen, Temple, Texas area. Again, my name is Jacob and I'm with Living in Central Texas channel. And today I think it's going to be a very exciting episode because we're going to be talking about steps when purchasing a home, right? Sometimes we need a little bit of guidance, and I hope I could provide that value for you in today's episode. Sometimes we dream of buying a home, right? And sometimes we think that we have to make sacrifices overnight, but that's not the case. Okay, small, consistent steps can help us save faster than what we think, right? The thing is here is consistency. Sometimes we start something, but we never finish it. Well, if you want to buy or purchase a property, in this case, you're gonna have to be consistent, but I'm gonna give you these tips in order for you to be able to save some money in order for you to be able to qualify to purchase a home. So step number one would be build a budget that works for you, okay? We need to build a budget that works for you. So we need to identify unnecessary spending, set clear spending caps for things like groceries, gas, entertainment, sticking to a budget and making savings more predictable. But also for military personnel, you need to track your income, including your base pay, your BAH, and your BAS, okay? So when it comes to buying a property, you need to know where your money is coming from and where your money is going. And if you do not have a budget, right? So a lot of times, like my family and I, we have a budget for our groceries and stuff like that. But unfortunately, sometimes we go out and we go over the budget, okay? So, and I'm pretty sure that most of us are in that same kind, right? We set up a certain budget for another thing, but due to the inflation and the economy today's days, well, a lot of times we kind of slightly go over that. But we need to identify where we're spending the money unnecessarily, okay? And that way, if we can cut off all those unnecessary expenditures, then we're able to make something a little bit more solid financially, which is the purpose of this video, okay? Step number two is we need to cancel subscriptions that we don't use, okay? Which is to cut down on extras. So step number two, cut down on extras. One of them would be to cancel on the subscriptions we don't use. Another one would be to reduce takeout or entertainment like the movies or delivery services, right? Like a Food Hub or Grubhub, whatever it's called, where you order online. On top of the food that you're paying, you're also paying these tips, right? That are unnecessary. Sometimes it's better just buy the groceries and make the food at home. Another thing would be to negotiate lower rates on recurring expenses like car insurance or internet, right? Sometimes when your contract's coming up on internet, you can say that you want to lower your internet price, and it may be a couple bucks here and there, $10, $15, but at the end of the day, $10 to $15, you multiply that by 12 months, you're saving about $120 to $150, right? And anywhere that you can slice working like previously, like I said, in the budget, that will be awesome. And for the military personnel, whether active duty or retired veteran, right? Sometimes they offer, or most of the times they do offer some built-in opportunities, right? Savings opportunities. And another thing that you can do is consider living base or in military housing to save money. So that's another big deal here in the Killeen, Fort Cavazos area. You have a lot of soldiers that are renting outside of the military base, and they want to because they want to associate themselves more with the township, the community, right? Sometimes they need to get away from the military. They're looking for something a little bit different, a little bit more of a normal routine for their families. And a lot of times staying in housing may save you some money, especially if you're a single soldier, right? Let's say a single young man or young woman that just joined the military. You can stay in the barracks. A lot of times it's free. So you can save that money, that little bit of income that you get, right? So these are just food for thought to think about when trying to cut down on extra expenditures, right? So step number 3 would be to automate your savings, okay? Now, life is busy, right? Life is very busy. Everyone has their own issues, their own problems, their own work, their own jobs, whatever the case may be. But when we make saving effortlessly, it helps us save more. So for example, if we set up automatic transfers from a checkings account to a reserved savings account, then that's good. So for example, let's say you get paid every week or bi-weekly or monthly, whatever it is. You stick that money into the checkings account, automatically that checkings account is going to transfer money to a savings account that you have already set up with your bank. So it's kind of like saving by setting and forgetting, right? You set it and then you forget it. So that way, sometimes we want to hold on to the money and save, and unfortunately that money goes. But if we're able to set up an account and set it and forget it, once you take a look at it, you're going to see that your savings are starting to pile up. So you can use that. Another thing is use apps that round up purchases and save the difference. So there are apps out there that when you purchase, like for example, I don't know if you've noticed, if you go to certain stores, like I go to Home Depots or Lowe's a lot, they tell you, do you want to round up? Or sometimes some fast food restaurants will say, well, do you want to round up those 16 cents in order for you to give it to charity, right? Well, there are apps that can actually do that for you. So you can purchase these apps, link your bank accounts, and then it'll ask you once you spend, if there's any change left over, if you want that change to go to a savings account. And you'd be surprised, because remember, we're now in the digital age, so a lot of people are purchasing gas with credit cards or electronically, or they use their phone or whatever the case may be. So if these apps are linked to your accounts, then you can save money also that way, right? So we're using it to try to make savings effortless. Now, consistency is key to reaching your savings goal. That's obvious. I think consistency in any area of life, you have to, if you want to look good and be in shape, you have to be consistent in going to the gym and eating healthy, right? If you want to be able to pass an exam, your college or whatever the case may be, you have to be consistent in studying, right? Life requires consistency. The same thing when you're purchasing a property. In this case, we're talking about being consistent and saving money, because you are going to incur some expenses, right? Expenses like, let's say, when you're talking to the lender and you have a property under contract, well, you're not required to have an inspection, but it is definitely something that we always let you guys know that, hey, get an inspector, and that's an expenditure that's going to be coming out of your pocket. So you're going to need money for those expenses. Another thing is appraisal costs, right? Sometimes you pay for the appraisal depending on the lending institution that you have, but you're going to have to pay for the appraisal up front. Okay, sometimes you're going to have some lender fees and all that, and a lot of these things can be rolled into your loan. But in any case, you're still going to have to save some money, because you are going to incur some costs. So you definitely want to have some money saved up and not get caught in left field because you didn't have any money saved all this time. So step number 4 would be to put any extra money to work. Okay, any extra money you receive, put that money to work. For example, treat unexpected income as a fast track to home ownership. So what are these unexpected incomes? So let's say you get a tax refund. What do a lot of people do when they receive their tax refund? They go out there, they purchase a car, or they get an 86-inch LG or Samsung TV that is not necessary, right? Or they spend it on clothes, or they go on vacation. And some people spend it on debt, which kind of sucks, because if you have extra money and then you got to spend it to pay off debt, but that is a very good thing, because that shows now that you are willing and disciplined enough to be able to make your dream of being a homeowner a reality, right? There's a difference between making reality and dreaming in la la land. In order for you to make your goals a reality, you have to work consistently on them, right? Every day, every week, every month, every year. If you're dreaming of a huge house, and cars, and money, and lavish vacations and all that, but you do not work towards it, then you're just a daydreamer. So I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that's the reality, right? In order for you to make your goals real, you have to work towards them. And when it comes to the military, a lot of times you guys receive re-enlistment bonuses, right? So you get re-enlistment bonuses or deployment pay increases. And so if that happens, don't spend it. Put it away. Make that bank account so that you're able to, when you receive your money, that checkings account transfers it to a savings account, and that way you can save more money. Okay? Saving for your first home as a veteran, active duty military personnel, or just someone like me who was not in the military, a civilian, doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to make sense, right? It's about progress, little by little, daily steps that you can take to make your goals a reality. So a solid plan, a little discipline, and consistency will take you further than you think. And if you're ready to make home ownership happen, then here at the Maverick Group and the Living in Central Texas channel, we're here to help you guys out. So whether you're PCSing in or PCSing out and you need to sell your house, or PCSing in and you need to buy a house, we'll be here and glad to help you guys out in any way, shape, or form when it comes to real estate and what you guys may need. So if this video gave you or provided some type of value, leave a comment. Leave it, whether it's good, bad, ugly, leave it there. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you guys can be notified, be the first ones to know about what's happening here in the Killeen, Temple, Texas area. And also make sure to send us an email, shoot us a call, send us a text, or better yet, let's jump on a Zoom call just in case you're somewhere in Germany or in Korea or anywhere that you are in the world and you're moving to the area. Let's jump on a Zoom, let's have that face-to-face interaction and make your goals happen for you. So hopefully we provided value, and talk to y'all soon. Take care. Bye.